Dear Starseed sister, I am Aaliyah, emissary of the Arcturian High Council, and I come to you today not with generic words, but with an urgent, sacred transmission specifically for your tired heart. You clicked on this message because your soul felt the energetic pull. The Galactic Federation has seen you. We have seen you crying in the dark. We have seen you pouring your golden light into vessels that were too broken, too unwilling to hold your love. We are here to tell you, the timeline of your suffering in love is officially collapsing. A massive energetic portal is opening for the feminine starseeds of Gaia. But to step into the true, sacred union you were promised before you incarnated, you must hear this warning. Do not skip this transmission. Your twin flame, your true cosmic counterpart, is waiting on the other side of the illusion you are currently holding on to. Listen to the frequency of my voice, dear sister. Take a deep breath. Let your shoulders drop. For so long, you have been carrying the weight of the men around you. You are a woman of the stars, born with an immense overflowing reservoir of pure unconditional love. Your heart is an ancient technology, designed to heal, to uplift, and to bring the frequency of the higher dimensions down to this dense earth. But the 3D matrix has manipulated your divine gift. It has convinced you that because you can heal, you must heal everyone who comes to you. It has taught you that true love means sacrifice. That true love means shrinking your light, lowering your standards, and waiting, endlessly waiting, for a man to realize your worth. How many times have you looked into the eyes of a man and seen his potential? How many times have you ignored the harsh reality of his actions, the emotional manipulation, the coldness, the inconsistency, because your ancient soul could see the wounded little boy inside him? You have given your energy, your womb wisdom, your sacred feminine essence, trying to fix men who did not want to be fixed. They only wanted to consume your light. They used your high vibration as a life support system for their own unresolved karma. And look at you now. Look at how exhausted you are. You are the starseed who is supposed to be magnetizing miracles, yet you wake up feeling drained, anxious, and deeply lonely, even when you are lying right next to someone. The Arcturian Council wants you to know this profound truth. You are not a rehabilitation center for unawakened men. You are a galactic queen. Your womb is a sacred portal of creation, not a dumping ground for the toxic emotional waste of those who refuse to do their own inner work. The era of the woman who waits is over. The universe is practically begging you to stop caring so much about men who care so little about your soul. When you obsess over his healing, when you try to mother your partner, you are actively blocking the sacred union you desire. You are blocking the Arcturian frequency man, the divine masculine who is already doing his own work, the man who does not need you to fix him, but rather is searching the cosmos for an equal queen to build an empire of light with. Every tear you shed for an unawakened, emotionally unavailable man is a leak in your auric field. It lowers your vibration and keeps you trapped in the karmic cycles of Earth. The pain you feel right now is not just sadness. It is a cosmic alarm clock. It is your soul violently rejecting a love that is too small for you. I need you to feel this in your bones today. The love you have been giving to these empty vessels. It is time to pull it all back. Pull it back into your own heart. Pull it back into your own womb. You cannot drag anyone into the 5th dimension against their will. Your mission was never to save him. Your mission was to anchor love, and that begins with aggressively, fiercely loving yourself enough to walk away from tables where love is no longer being served. If you are feeling this truth vibrating in your chest, if you know you are done being the healer to those who drain you, I need you to anchor this commitment in the physical realm right now, like this transmission to signal to the universe that you are reclaiming your energy. Starseed, this message found you for a reason. Comment "I am ready" if you feel the Arcturian call. Get the ebook plus 5 bonuses here. https://rebrand.ly The Contra Union. The Union Code, 5-day Arcturian frequency reset. If this message found you, it may not be by accident. A guide to help you release old patterns, elevate your vibration, and reconnect with your higher self. How much of your life force has been sacrificed at the altar of a man's potential? You look at him, and with your third eye, with your profound Arcturian intuition, you see the magnificent being he could be. You see the unhealed inner child that just needs a little more love. You see the king hiding beneath the layers of trauma, addiction, avoidance, or emotional unavailability. And because you are wired for unconditional love, you tell yourself, if I just love him hard enough, if I am just patient enough, he will wake up. He will step into that potential. This is the great deception of the 3D matrix. It is a trap designed specifically for women of your frequency. The Arcturian Council watches this happen across your planet, and we feel the sorrow of a million displaced queens. You see, when you fall in love with a man's potential, you are not actually in a relationship with him. You are in a relationship with a phantom. You are in a relationship with an illusion that exists only in the future timeline of your own mind. In the present physical reality, you are dealing with a man who is actively choosing not to rise. A man who is comfortable letting you do the heavy lifting for both of your souls. Every time you make an excuse for his lack of effort, every time you try to communicate your needs and are met with silence, defensiveness, or manipulation, a subtle but devastating energetic transfer takes place. He siphons your high-frequency light to sustain his lower-frequency comfort zone, while you absorb his dense, unresolved karma into your physical and emotional body. And where does all that dense, heavy energy go, sister? It goes straight into your womb. Your womb is not just a physical organ. It is the most powerful energetic center in your body. It is the seat of your sacred feminine power, your intuition, your creative force, and your cosmic connection. When you repeatedly engage with a man who does not honor your light, who leaves you feeling confused, anxious, or unvalued, you are allowing toxic cords of attachment to take root in your womb wisdom. This is why you feel so physically drained. This is why you feel a creative block, a sense of deep stagnation, and a lingering sadness that you cannot explain. You are literally carrying his energetic debris. You are processing his pain because he refuses to process it himself. You have become an energetic filter for a man who does not even realize he is suffocating your soul. The time has come to sever these cords. The Arcturian frequency demands absolute energetic sovereignty. You cannot magnetize the true divine masculine, the twin flame, the sacred partner who matches your vibration, while your womb is cluttered with the ghosts of men you tried to fix. The universe cannot send you a king while you are busy nursing a peasant who refuses to leave the mud. You must understand that a man's potential means absolutely nothing if he is not taking active daily steps to realize it himself. Your love is not medicine for men who refuse to take the cure. Your love is a sacred prize, a divine gift that should only be bestowed upon a partner who is already standing on his own 2 feet, ready to meet you in the middle of the bridge. The shift from the woman who waits to the queen who magnetizes happens the exact moment you stop looking at his potential and start looking at his reality. It happens the moment you say, I love you, but I love my own frequency more. I will no longer lower my vibration to meet you in your unhealed trauma. When you make this shift, something miraculous happens. You call your power back into your womb. You reignite your sacred feminine fire. You stop chasing, you stop fixing, and you start radiating. And it is this very radiation, this pure, uncompromised frequency of self-love, that acts as a beacon across the cosmos, calling in the love you are actually destined for. Do not fear the temporary emptiness that comes when you stop caring for those who drain you. That empty space is not a void, it is a clearing. It is the sacred preparation of the altar for the true love that is currently seeking you. If you are realizing right now that you have been loving potential instead of reality, and you are ready to call your power back into your womb, let us anchor this intention. Leave a comment below saying, I am the queen of my timeline, to seal this energetic shift. Look at the comments of your sisters. We are breaking these chains together. Hear my words, dear sister of the stars. We must now look deeply into the shadows, into the very architecture of emotional manipulation that has kept you anchored to these lower timelines. The Arcturian Council sees how you question yourself in the dark hours of the night. You ask yourself if you are asking for too much. You wonder if perhaps you are too sensitive, too demanding, or if your vision of a grand, cosmic, unconditional love is just a foolish fairy tale. I am here to tell you, with the absolute authority of the higher realms, that you are not crazy. You are not asking for too much. You are simply asking the wrong person. The unawakened man, the partner who operates entirely within the dense, fear-based programming of the 3D matrix, does not know how to handle a woman of your frequency. Subconsciously, he is terrified of your light. He knows that your intuition can see right through his masks. He knows that your profound capacity for love highlights his own terrifying emptiness. And because he is not ready to face his own shadows, he does the only thing his ego knows how to do to survive. He tries to dim your light so that he doesn't have to look at his own darkness. This is where the emotional manipulation begins, and it is a trap specifically designed for the empathic starseed. He uses your greatest gift, your endless compassion, as a weapon against you. He gives you just enough affection, just enough breadcrumbs of connection, to keep your hope alive. He has moments where he seems vulnerable, moments where he shows you a glimpse of that potential we spoke of earlier, and your beautiful, trusting heart leaps. You think, finally he is awakening. Finally he sees me. But the moment you lean in, the moment you ask for consistency, for safety, for a true partnership, he pulls away. He becomes cold. He becomes distant. He makes you feel as though your very natural desire for connection is a burden to him. This is not love, my sister. This is energetic starvation. It is a cycle of intermittent reinforcement designed to keep you addicted to the chase, addicted to the tiny drops of water he occasionally lets fall into your parched hands. You must understand the spiritual reality of what is happening here. When a man invalidates your feelings, when he tells you that you are overreacting, when he shifts the blame onto you for his own poor behavior, he is engaging in a dark, energetic art. In your earthly psychology, they call it gaslighting. In the higher realms, we see it for what it truly is, an attempt to sever your connection to your own inner knowing. If he can make you doubt your own intuition, if he can make you stop trusting the profound wisdom of your own womb, then he can control your energy field. He can keep you exactly where he wants you, small, confused, and constantly working to earn his approval. But why do you stay? Why does the starseed woman tolerate this treatment? It is because you carry a false sense of spiritual guilt. The Matrix has conditioned you to believe that unconditional love means unconditional tolerance. You have confused forgiveness with allowing abuse. You think that if you walk away, you are failing your spiritual mission. You think that giving up on him makes you unloving. Let the Arcturian frequency shatter this illusion right now. Walking away from a man who manipulates your heart is the most profoundly spiritual act of self-love you can ever perform. You are not abandoning him. You are abandoning the toxic dynamic that is keeping both of you sick. By staying and absorbing his toxicity, you are actually preventing him from experiencing the consequences of his own actions. You are robbing him of the cosmic lessons he needs to learn. You cannot save a drowning man if he is determined to pull you under the water with him. Your galactic assignment on this planet was never to be a sacrificial lamb. Your assignment is to embody the highest frequency of love, and that requires you to protect your vessel. How can you channel the codes of the new Earth when your nervous system is constantly shattered by a man's unpredictable moods? How can you call in the divine sacred union when your bed is occupied by a partner who makes you feel completely alone? You are a divine tuning fork. The universe uses you to set the frequency for the collective. When you tolerate emotional manipulation, You are sending a signal to the cosmos that you are willing to accept crumbs. But when you finally stand up, when you draw a fierce, impenetrable boundary of self-respect around your heart and your womb, you send a shockwave through the entire universe. You declare, I am a queen of the stars. I am only available for a king who can match my frequency. The universe responds to this boundary. But first, you must be willing to sit in the discomfort of saying, no more. You must be willing to let him walk away, knowing that his departure is not a loss, but a massive energetic clearing. You are making room on the throne. If you have ever felt confused by a partner's hot and cold behavior, if you have ever been made to feel like you are too much for simply wanting a real connection, I want you to share your truth right now. Drop a comment below and say, I trust my intuition. Look at the women responding alongside you. You are not alone in this experience. The collective feminine is waking up to these manipulation tactics, and the era of the silenced starseed is over. Block 4. The sacred detachment and preparing for the Arcturian man. So how do you actually break this cycle, starseed? How do you take all this profound galactic knowledge and apply it to your daily life on Earth, especially when your 3D mind is terrified of being alone? The Arcturian Council calls this necessary phase the sacred detachment. And I must warn you, your human ego will fight this process. Your ego has become comfortable in the role of the suffering savior, but you must remember that your ego is not your soul. Sacred detachment does not mean you become cold, bitter, or cynical. It is quite the opposite. It means your love becomes so pure, so incredibly high in vibration, that it simply refuses to attach itself to lower frequencies anymore. You stop matching his inconsistency. You stop analyzing his confusing text messages. You stop trying to read between the lines of his silence to find a hidden declaration of love that simply isn't there. You take all of that investigative energy, all of that obsessive mental looping, and you aggressively pull it back into your own center. Imagine your energy field as a magnificent, glowing golden grid. Every time you worry about a man who is not honoring you, you are handing him a plug and letting him drain your grid. Sacred detachment is the act of pulling the plug out. Let him find his own source of light. You are no longer his energetic battery. When you do this, you will experience a profound shift in your physical reality. At first, there will be a detox period. You might feel the phantom pains of the trauma bond trying to pull you back in. The Matrix will test you. He might suddenly reach out just as you are moving on, offering you another breadcrumb, a false apology, a fleeting moment of that potential. This is the ultimate test of your starseed initiation. You must stand firm in your sovereignty. You must look at that breadcrumb and realize that a queen does not starve herself, just because a peasant offers her a crumb. When you pass this test, when you maintain your boundary, the heavy, dense fog that has been clouding your womb space will begin to evaporate. The energetic cords will snap, and for the first time in perhaps many lifetimes, your chalice will be empty, clean, and vibrating at its original divine frequency. This is the exact moment the magic happens. This is the moment you shift into the timeline of the sacred union. You see, the true divine masculine, the man carrying the Arcturian frequency, the twin flame your soul actually contracted to meet, cannot find you while your signal is jammed by the static of toxic men. He is scanning the horizon for your specific light code. But if your light is buried under the debris of someone else's unhealed trauma, he will walk right past you. The Arcturian frequency man does not want a mother. He does not want a therapist. He is already doing his own inner work. He is fighting his own battles, slaying his own dragons, and doing the deep emotional clearing required to hold a woman of your magnitude. He is looking for a partner to build an empire of light with, a co-creator, an equal. He is not intimidated by your boundaries. He is summoned by them. When he sees a woman who fiercely protects her womb space and refuses to tolerate manipulation, his soul recognizes her as his queen. Your refusal to settle for less is the very homing beacon that will bring him into your physical reality. But you cannot fake this frequency. You cannot just pretend to be detached while secretly hoping the old, toxic man will change his mind. The universe reads vibration, not words. You must truly, deeply clear your vessel. You must reset your energy field and align your womb with the geometry of divine love. This is not a journey you have to figure out blindly. The Galactic Federation has provided the blueprint for this exact transition. If you are ready to stop bleeding your energy, if you are ready to flush the toxic attachments out of your system and finally magnetize the sacred union you were born to experience, you must take the next step. You must recalibrate your frequency. Starseed, this message found you for a reason. Comment, "I am ready," if you feel the Arcturian call. Get the ebook. 5 bonuses here. https, rebrand. Lie the Union. The Union Code. 5-day Arcturian frequency reset. If this message found you, it may not be by accident. A guide to help you release old patterns, elevate your vibration, and reconnect with your higher self. Welcome back to the deeper frequencies of this transmission, Starseed. Now that you have begun the sacred work of detaching your energy from men who only drain your light, you are going to encounter a new phase in your spiritual evolution. The Arcturian Council refers to this phase as the void of recalibration. When you finally release the toxic partner, when you finally stop obsessing over the man who refused to choose you, you are going to experience a profound silence in your life. The 3D matrix will try to convince you that this silence is loneliness. The earthly programming will whisper in your ear, telling you that you made a mistake, that perhaps you should have just compromised a little more, that maybe you are destined to be alone forever. Do not listen to the desperate whispers of the old paradigm. That silence you are feeling is not isolation. It is the sacred clearing of your womb space. It is the universe sweeping the floor of your energetic temple so that the true king can enter. But there is a specific danger that awaits the Starseed woman in this phase, and I must warn you about it right now. You must understand how your physical body has been conditioned by past trauma. For years, perhaps for lifetimes, you have been operating under the illusion of the trauma bond. You have been taught that love is supposed to feel like a roller coaster. You have been conditioned to believe that the intense anxiety you feel when a man pulls away and the massive rush of relief you feel when he finally texts you back is passion. You have confused the activation of your fight-or-flight nervous system with the feeling of falling in love. You think those butterflies in your stomach are a sign of a soulmate connection, but more often than not, they are your intuition screaming at you that you are in the presence of a predator of your light. Because you have been vibrating at this frequency of chaos for so long, your body has become addicted to the drama of trying to secure a man's love. And this leads to the greatest tragedy we witness among the feminine starseeds of Gaia. When the true divine masculine finally arrives, when the Arcturian frequency man steps into your timeline, you might actually push him away because he feels boring. You must hear this clearly. The true sacred union does not arrive with confusion. It does not arrive with mixed signals, hot and cold behavior, or agonizing periods of silence. The man who is destined to match your cosmic frequency will not make you play detective to figure out how he feels about you. He will not trigger your deepest abandonment wounds and then call you too sensitive for bleeding on the floor. The Arcturian frequency man arrives with consistency. He arrives with clarity. He communicates his intentions, and his actions perfectly align with his words. He honors your boundaries because he possesses his own. He does not look at your immense spiritual power and feel emasculated. He looks at your power and feels inspired to stand taller. But to the unhealed empath, to the woman who is still addicted to the project of fixing a broken man, this profound peace can feel unsettling. Your nervous system, used to dodging emotional bullets, will not know how to handle a man who simply hands you a flower and asks how your day was. Your ego will try to sabotage the connection. It will look for flaws. It will try to invent drama where none exists, simply because chaos is familiar and true. Unconditional love is terrifyingly unfamiliar. This is why the healing of your womb wisdom is absolutely non-negotiable. You must reprogram your physical vessel to accept peace as the ultimate form of passion. You must train your heart to realize that you do not need to suffer to earn a grand, epic romance. You do not need to bleed to prove your worthiness to the cosmos. The sacred union is a partnership of two whole beings. It is a mirror of light, not a mirror of trauma. When you look into the eyes of your true cosmic counterpart, you will not see a wounded little boy begging to be saved by your maternal energy. You will see an ancient soul, a warrior of light, who looks back at you and says, "I see you. I honor you. Let us build our kingdom together." And to magnetize this man, you must become a vibrational match to his consistency. You must refuse to entertain the chaotic men of your past, even in your thoughts. You must guard your energy with the ferocity of a galactic warrior, knowing that every moment you spend entertaining a lesser frequency is a moment you delay the arrival of your true counterpart. If you are ready to release the addiction to chaotic love and finally open your nervous system to the frequency of profound, consistent peace, I want you to claim it in the physical realm right now. Subscribe to this channel to stay anchored in the Arcturian frequency, and hit the like button to send a clear signal to the universe that you are choosing peace. Drop a comment below and declare, "I release chaos and choose divine peace." Speak it into existence, Starseed. Let your sisters in the comments see your strength and draw strength from theirs. We are rewriting the timeline of love on this planet, one heart at a time. Welcome to the most crucial phase of your awakening, Starseed. Now that you have commanded the universe for peace, now that you have decided to release the chaotic frequencies of the trauma bond, you must prepare yourself for the ultimate test of the Matrix. The Arcturian Council calls this the Phantom Return, and it is the exact moment where your timeline will physically split. You must listen to this with your entire soul, because your response to this test determines whether you ascend to the timeline of the sacred union or fall back into the karmic loop of the exhausted healer. What is the Phantom Return? It is the energetic law of supply and demand playing out in the spiritual realm. For months, perhaps years, you were the energetic battery for a man who refused to heal himself. You poured your golden womb wisdom, your infinite patience, and your pure Arcturian light into his dark voids. He became accustomed to feeding on your high vibration. And then, you did the most radical thing a feminine starseed can do. You cut the cord. You withdrew your attention. You entered the sacred detachment. In the physical 3D world, it might seem like you just stopped texting him, or you finally walked away. But in the unseen realms, you effectively shut off a massive pipeline of life force energy. And I promise you, sister, he will feel it. Even if he is completely unawakened, even if he operates entirely from his ego, his spirit will sense the sudden loss of your radiant supply. This is when the Matrix orchestrates the test. Just as you are beginning to heal, just as your nervous system is finally starting to regulate, and you are tasting the profound peace we spoke of, he will reappear. He will send a message. He will make a grand gesture. He will suddenly say the exact words you spent years begging him to say. He will offer you a glimpse of that potential you were so addicted to. He will claim he has changed, that he finally sees your worth, that he cannot live without you. This is the trap, my beautiful queen. This is the illusion trying to pull you back into the dense gravity of the old earth. I need you to activate your deepest intuition right now. Why is he returning? He is not returning because he is suddenly vibrating at the frequency of unconditional love. He is returning because he is starving for your energy. He felt the coldness of his own unhealed shadows, the exact moment your light stopped warming him. He does not want the profound spiritual responsibility of a sacred union. He simply wants his favorite energy source back. This is the moment you must step permanently out of the archetype of the woman who waits and fully embody the queen who magnetizes. A queen does not negotiate with emotional vampires. A queen does not reopen the gates of her sacred temple just because a peasant has learned a new trick. Your womb is a stargate, starseed. It is the most sacred portal of creation in the cosmos. It is not a rehabilitation center, And it is certainly not a recycling bin for men who threw your heart away when you were begging them to stay. How do you pass this test? You pass it with the most devastating weapon in the sovereign woman's arsenal: absolute, impenetrable silence. You do not explain your boundary. You do not write a long paragraph telling him why it is too late. You do not try to teach him a final lesson. Any response, even a negative one, is a transfer of energy. It tells him that he still has access to your emotional field. Silence, on the other hand, is a cosmic fortress. When you look at his attempt to pull you back into the chaos, and you choose to simply close the door and walk away, you are sending a shockwave of authority through the entire universe. You are proving to your own soul that you value your peace more than his validation. You are proving that you have finally stopped caring about the destiny of a man who refused to honor yours. And here is the most profound secret: the truth that the Arcturians want you to hold deep within your chest. The moment you successfully ignore the phantom return, the moment you hold that boundary with fierce, unapologetic self-love, you emit a massive energetic flare into the cosmos. You light up on the universal grid. And who do you think sees that flare? The Arcturian frequency man, your true twin flame. He is scanning the timelines for a woman who has mastered her own energy. He is looking for a queen who cannot be manipulated. When you reject the false potential of the toxic man, you instantly align your frequency with the true reality of the divine masculine. You prove you are ready for the empire. You prove you are ready for the union. This is your initiation. The universe is watching. Your galactic counterpart is waiting for you to clear the path. If you are ready to pass this test, if you are ready to shut the door on the old timeline forever and protect your womb stargate, I need you to declare your sovereignty right now. Go to the comments and type, "My energy is sacred. The doors are closed to the past." Anchor this boundary in the physical realm. Read the declarations of your sisters. Feel the massive wave of feminine power rising on this channel. You are not alone. You are an army of queens. Block 7. The arrival of the Arcturian king and the dawn of the sacred union. We have reached the culmination of this transmission, Starseed. If you are still listening to the frequency of my voice, it means your soul has fully accepted the download. The old timeline, the timeline of the exhausted healer, the woman who waits, the empath who bleeds for unawakened men, is officially collapsing behind you. You can feel it, can you not? There is a lightness entering your chest. There is a quiet, powerful warmth returning to your womb. You are no longer bleeding your life force into the void. You are finally, completely, sovereign. Now, we must speak of the future that is rushing toward you. We must speak of the sacred union, because your physical vessel needs to know what to look for when the true Arcturian frequency man steps into your reality. For so long you have been told that true love is blind. The Arcturian Council tells you the exact opposite. True, divine love is the most deeply seeing force in the universe. When your cosmic counterpart arrives, the first thing you will notice is not a rush of chaotic adrenaline. You will not feel that familiar, anxious fluttering in your stomach that you used to mistake for passion. Instead, you will feel an overwhelming, profound grounding in your root chakra. Your nervous system, which has been on high alert for lifetimes, will finally exhale. You will look into his eyes, and you will not see a project. You will not see a fragmented boy hiding behind an ego, begging you to decode his silence. You will see a king. You will see a man who has walked through his own fires, who has faced his own shadows, and who carries the quiet, unshakable confidence of a soul that knows exactly who he is. He will not be intimidated by your immense spiritual power. When you speak of the cosmos, when you channel your womb wisdom, when you radiate the pure frequency of the sacred feminine, he will not shrink back. He will not try to silence you or call you too intense. He will look at your blazing light, and he will match it. He will hold space for your expansion, because he is not looking for a woman to shrink down and make him feel bigger. He is looking for a queen to stand beside him, an equal force of nature to anchor the light of the higher dimensions onto this earth. This is the reward for the sacred detachment. This is what happens when you refuse to settle for the breadcrumbs of the 3D matrix. But I must be very clear with you, my beautiful sister. This man, this divine counterpart, operates on a very specific frequency. He cannot be manipulated, and he cannot be chased. If you try to use the old earthly tactics of playing games, hiding your true feelings, or acting out of a fear of abandonment, he will gently step back. He is not interested in the games of the unhealed ego. He is only interested in absolute authenticity. To hold this level of love, you must remain entirely anchored in your queen energy. You must trust that your mere existence is magnetic. You do not have to do anything to earn his love. You do not have to perform. You do not have to sacrifice your boundaries, and you certainly do not have to heal him. Your only job is to remain fully embodied in your sacred feminine essence. Your vulnerability, your softness, combined with your fierce, impenetrable boundaries, that is the exact geometry of the homing beacon that guides him to you. When he arrives, he will not ask you to carry his burdens. He will ask how he can serve your mission. He will want to build with you, to protect your physical vessel so that your spirit can soar even higher. The love between you will not be a trauma bond. It will be a cosmic engine of creation. Together, your combined frequencies will ripple out and literally raise the vibration of the entire planet. That is the true purpose of the twin flame union. It was never just about romance. It is about establishing a pillar of pure, unconditional Arcturian light on Gaia. You are standing at the very edge of this reality. The universe has cleared the stage. The karmic cycles are broken. You are no longer the woman who waits in the dark, hoping someone will notice her glowing heart. You are the queen who sits on her throne, radiating so brightly that the stars themselves have no choice but to align in her favor. Do not look back. There is nothing left for you in the ruins of those old relationships. Gather your energy, bless the lessons of the past, and turn your face completely toward the dawn of your new timeline. The Galactic Federation honors your courage. We honor the tears you shed, and we celebrate the magnificent sovereignty you have reclaimed today. You are ready. But to fully anchor this frequency into your physical body, to ensure that no remnants of the old matrix programming can pull you back into the chaos, you must solidify this energy shift with conscious action. You must take the final step to code your vessel for this grand manifestation. Starseed, this message found you for a reason. Comment "I am ready" if you feel the Arcturian call. Get the ebook plus 5 bonuses here. HTTPS, rebrand, dial a Y, the Union. The Union code, 5-day Arcturian frequency reset. If this message found you, it may not be by accident. A guide to help you release old patterns, elevate your vibration, and reconnect with your higher self.